Welcome to Let the Quran Speak, Dr. Shabir.
Pleasure to be on.
We're looking at inspiring verses of the Quran, and the verse we have today is from chapter 25, verse 63, and it goes like this: "The true servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk on the earth humbly, and when people address them rudely, they respond with peace."
Yes, it's a very inspirational verse, and it's a good verse for Muslims to always remember, especially in our present circumstances, when somebody may hurl an insult at you, somebody may, say, go back to where you came from, and, you might want to respond by saying, well, where exactly is that? Because we all have complicated histories, and many Muslims were born here, right? So where you came from? Are you going to say St. Joseph's Hospital? And people might address us rudely. And the Arabic term here that's used for the people who address us such is jahil, and in the plural jahilun. وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ. When the ignorant people address them. But the word ignorant here in Arabic, it has the connotation not only of somebody who doesn't know something, as we have it with the English language, but somebody who is uncouth, rude, uncivil. So it may be that they know the facts, but they're approaching you as if they don't know the facts. It's not only a pretense of ignorance, but it is the use of that pretense of ignorance for a belligerent approach to justify belligerency. So somebody may look at you and call you by a name that suggests that maybe you have some terrorist inclinations or something like this. So how do you respond in that situation?
So what does it mean? Respond with peace.
Yeah. So the verse is saying that we respond by saying salam. The word salam here is given in the accusative form salama. So their response is peace. Just as Muslims address each other by saying assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you. This is a prayer for a blessing on the person. So when I say to you, Safiyyah, peace be upon you, I mean, may God, shower peace on you. May God make your life peaceful, so you have nothing to worry about. It's almost like somebody saying good day. So when we saying good day, we mean may your day be good. But who's going to make your day good? It's only God that's going to make your day good, right? There's no power in the universe that can make your day good if without the permission and will of God. So when we say assalamu alaikum, we have the same intention in mind, that may God make your life peaceful. May God give you peace and security and tranquility and all of the good stuff. So we are going to say that also to the person who addresses us rudely. And so that's a beautiful thing of this verse, and why it is so inspiring, because in a difficult situation, you would be thinking, like, what am I supposed to respond with? Like, how do I give the person the fitting response? The Quran has already given us the quick and easy answer. Just say to them peace. You can recollect your thoughts later on. Maybe you might want to come back with something more that is fitting to the occasion, but it should be something that you've thought about, and and that you're going to address in a meaningful way. Maybe you're not going to speak to this person, but maybe you'll write a letter to the editor of a local newspaper. Maybe in some way you will constructively help to shape society and to get rid of this kind of ignorance that people have about Islam and Muslims and about life in general. You're going to educate, but that can only come after some time to reflect and recollect. If you answer spontaneously to the provocation of an ignorant person, or let's say a rude or uncivil, uncouth person, then things will only get worse from there onwards, right? There will be name-calling, mudslinging, and sometimes even violence results. And a Muslim doesn't want to have any part of that. So this is an inspiring verse in that it helps us to keep our cool in many different situations, because we know that God is on our side. Like, we're going to give the answer that God himself told us to give.
And then the beginning of the verse is also pretty inspiring. It says, the true servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk on this earth humbly. So humility is very important.
Yes. In fact, this verse, Surah 25, verse number 63, is the start of a series of verses occupying the remaining portion of this chapter till its end, that delineate several qualities of those who are called Ibadur Rahman. So now we need to unpack that term. Ibadur Rahman is the plural of Abdur Rahman, and Abd means servant of the Rahman, which is the most merciful God. So God the most merciful. Not that there are many gods and one of them is most merciful, but God the most merciful. There's only one God, and He is the most merciful of anyone who can show mercy. So the Ibadur Rahman, the servants of this merciful God, this is a title of approval. That's why some translators will put the true servants, because that's what's indicated here. That seems to be the intention behind it. Otherwise, everything in the heavens and the earth, according to Islamic theology, according to the Quran itself, are servants of God. In some way, they are serving God. Whether we understand their service or their praise or not, everyone is a servant of God. All the natural elements, everything, servants of God. But those who really dedicate themselves to God, they're called in this affectionate way as Ibadur Rahman, is a title of honor, of distinction. So these are, as the translators put it, the true servants of God. So who are the true servants of God? They are those people who walk humbly on the earth. Yamshuna ala al-ardi hauna. They walk humbly on the earth. And when people address them rudely, they reply with saying, peace. So that's our word to them, just peace. Only one word. So, you don't need a long reply, just simply peace. That's all you have to remember, one word, peace.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time, Dr.
You're
Shabir.
welcome.
There are people out there who don't interact with Muslims at all in their day-to-day lives. They learn everything they know about Muslims from TV or social media. Our Muslim Media Hub will reach these people and transform their lives. Support us at QuranSpeaks.com.